Hey guys, what's going on? I am LeakyTapsMan coming at you with another wishlist video, and this week we are going to do Red Dead Redemption 2. Or, if you're including Red Dead Revolver, then it's just Red Dead 3. I don't know. It's also been rumoured as being called Red Dead Revolution, so any of those names, regardless, just the next game in the series. Okay, so this one was quite a hard one to do, seeing as Red Dead Redemption was not perfect, but it's pretty damn close in my opinion. But these are the things that I think would be cool for the next game, regardless of how good the predecessor was. Okay, in terms of the story, major spoiler alert, if you have not completed Red Dead Redemption, turn away now. Basically because John Marston's dead, I don't think carrying on as Jack Marston would be a good idea, because basically the character totally sucks, and we have John Marston. Before Red Dead Redemption, he was rolling with Dutch's gang, and I reckon that could be a cool storyline to basically play the villain, and you could kind of progress to the point where John Marston was at the start of Red Dead Redemption, where he's kind of redeeming himself, obviously, as is the name. Alternatively, I think maybe playing as Landon Ricketts before he settled down in Red Dead Redemption would be awesome. So Landon Ricketts, for those of you that can't remember, is basically the dude in Red Dead that was a famed gunslinger back in the days before that timeline. So playing as him, basically gaining that infamy, would be quite a cool storyline and setting. Obviously with both of these storylines as a premise, you obviously know the eventuality of the ending, but I mean there's loads of games with prequels now where you know the ending but you still have a hell of a time playing them. I've heard a lot of rumours about World War I settings and more technological era styles, and I just can't see that working for Red Dead at all. In Red Dead Redemption it was 1911 I believe, and they were pushing on the verge of modern technology, but I think that is literally as far as they should go. So that's what I would like in terms of storyline. I think with the regression in the timeline, Native Americans or Red Indians should play a more prominent role, so have tribal villages, proper land ownership on their part, add some weapons that are exclusive to their tribe, so like spears, tomahawks, bows and arrows, because we did see Red Indians in Red Dead Redemption, but they were basically dying out, and I think they have quite a big role to play, or they can play a big role. In terms of location, I think overall it's quite difficult to change the location, seeing as Red Dead kind of sticks to the whole Wild West theme. I think maybe they could add Alaska on top of the countries that they've already done, but there isn't a great deal they can do in terms of expansion on that part. Obviously they can make the map bigger, they just need to make sure that we don't spend all of our missions just riding from one location to the other, which was prevalent in Red Dead Redemption. Okay, in terms of multiplayer, I think that posses should basically be permanent across every single mode. So you obviously can make your quick one in free roam, basically allow us to have a consistent posse with its own moniker, its own logo, maybe its own outfits, I don't know, basically just a clan system. But when in the build-up to Red Dead, I was under the impression that posses were a permanent fixture, and the fact that they were only really in free roam and just basically a lobby system was kind of disappointing. I think in free roam, in multiplayer, I think something like dynamic challenges would work really well. As cool as free roam was, I didn't feel like there was enough involvement with other players, and I think maybe if, say, certain challenges popped up at one time, say to kill a certain target, or maybe capture a certain town, and the first posse to do so gets a certain amount of XP, I think it would add an extra dimension to the game. Because I mean free roam is already pretty incredible, but these kind of things would see a kind of constant evolution and incentivize playing it even more. In terms of regular multiplayer modes, they kind of nailed more or less everything with Red Dead Redemption, but I think maybe something like Capture the Cattle, where everyone has a horse and you're basically trying to herd the cattle towards your ranch, something like that could work well. But as I said, they more or less have the core concepts nailed down, so there's not a great deal to improve there. As for the co-op, I think if the game does go down the route where John Marston is rolling with Dutch's gang, that whole storyline beforehand, then I think co-op should be in the main story, but anything else then co-op needs to stay in those side missions. which were incredibly enjoyable in their own right, so there's not much argument in that respect. I'd just say make sure it's on the disc rather than waiting a couple of months to make it DLC, even if it was free. And a couple of relatively minor things topped off by a relatively major thing. More challenge types, obviously. 4 basic challenges were kind of underwhelming. I'm sure that they could think of some more great challenges, especially with the new ideas that they'll bring to the table. More side missions, mini games, etc. Maybe allow us to collect different horse types and sell them on. Just stuff like that, just extra bits that aren't imperative to the main game but give us extra stuff to do, basically. And finally, even though I'm not a PC gamer, make a PC version, because they are people too, and they missed out on Red Dead Redemption, which was one of the greatest games this generation, I think. And with these types of games, the modding community makes some really incredible stuff. We saw with GTA 4, some of the mods they've done are superb. So with Red Dead Redemption, I think they could really improve the game and just bring a lot of new stuff to the table. As I said, I'm not a PC gamer, but the modding scene is always very interesting, and I'm sure the extra development time will be worth it. Even if the game does get pirated a lot, if they distribute the game on Steam, I'm sure it'll still sell quite a lot of copies. And that is more or less everything I would like from Red Dead Redemption 2. Not a massive amount of improvements, but as I said, there isn't really a huge amount to improve, because the game was immensely good. But any suggestions that you guys have, go ahead and put them in the comments section, because I would be very interested to hear what you guys would like in this game, because this was my hardest wish list yet by quite some way. So give me your thoughts and opinions, please. Okay, thanks for watching as always. Please subscribe if you like any of this, and peace out, bros.